Morning, Hope members. Happy Friday. We are going to continue with our book, Tigers in the Twilight. We are in chapter 7. So, last thing that happened was that Annie found something very terrible and was about to cry. So, chapter 7, Trapped. Jack threw his things into the pack and followed Annie to the forest edge. Teddy stayed close to them, whining. Kai and Cole bounced around, chattering nervously. As Jack got closer, he saw a tiger. The tiger was laying on its side, completely still. His eyes were closed. His front paw was caught in a trap. Is he dead? Jack asked. No. He's still breathing, Annie said, and tears ran down her cheek. He's worn out from struggling. He must have gotten caught last night. That's the sad sound we heard. What can we do? Said Jack. We have to free him, said Annie. She started towards the tiger. Wait, Jack grabbed her. Tigers eat people, you know. He took a deep breath. Let's see what the book says. Hurry, said Annie. Jack opened their India book. He found a chapter called Tiger Traps. Poachers catch tigers with steel traps. This is against the law. After trapping a tiger, they kill it and sell the body parts for money, just like the rhinos. And the tigers are very dangerous species. If the killing does not end, they both face extinction. Extinction means that someday there will be no tigers or rhinos left on this earth. Oh man, we do have to save him, said Jack. Under the writing was a picture of a steel trap using it to catch a tiger. Jack studied it and looked horrible and deadly. Okay, he said. He showed the picture to Annie. Here's the plan. I'll push down on this part. The trap will spring open, and you pull his leg out. Got it? Got it, said Annie. Sit, Teddy. The dog sat, and the monkeys watched silently as Jack and Annie moved closer to the tiger. He was the most majestic creature Jack had ever seen. His huge head was a dark orange color and had a perfect black and white stripe around his face. The leg in the ugly steel trap was bleeding slowly. Silently, Jack pushed down the lever. He raised the bar off the tiger's leg. The tiger kept sleeping. Slowly and silently, Annie freed the tiger's leg. He stroked his fur gently. Get well, she whispered. The tiger didn't move. Slowly and silently, Jack and Annie stood up. They turned around and they started tiptoeing back towards the monkeys. Coo, coo, warned Kai and Co. So there's the tiger, and they're getting the trap off him. Jack and Annie turned back. The tiger was on his feet. He stared right at them. His eyes seemed to glow. Jack looked about wildly. How could they escape? Tiger snarled at Jack and Annie. Then slowly and silently, he turned toward them. Uh-oh. Chapter 8, Wonder Dog. The huge tiger limped closer and closer to Jack and Annie. Jack clapped his hands. We come in peace, he shouted. But the tiger didn't turn away. His eyes blazed, his lips curled. Arf, arf, Teddy barked fierce at Annie. Teddy said, run and hide, said Annie. She grabbed Jack's hand and pulled him over at the bank. Wait, what about Teddy? He cried. Don't worry, Annie said. She pulled Jack down behind the black rock. What about Teddy? Jack asked again. He's okay. He told me, said Annie. Jack heard Teddy's bark turn into fierce growls. Arf, arf, The growls grew louder and louder. That doesn't sound like Teddy, said Jack. That suddenly there was a silence, a strange silence. Teddy? Annie asked. Now she sounded worried. Annie raised her head. She and Jack both peered over the rock. Teddy stood tall and brave in the grass. The tiger was limping away. He disappeared between the trees. All the forest seemed to hold its breath until Annie broke silence. Teddy, you're a wonder dog, she said. The monkeys clapped and jumped up and down. Teddy was just like a small, scruffy dog again. He wagged his tail and ran to Jack and Annie. Annie scooped him in the arms. You saved us, she said. How did you drive that tiger away? Asked Jack, rubbing Teddy's head. Did you turn into a wild dog? Teddy just panted and licked them both. Jack pushed his glasses into place and looked back to the forest. Well, I guess we won't be getting a thank you gift from the tiger, he said. Annie laughed. I guess not, she said. I wonder where our gift is. And I wonder where the treehouse is, said Jack. Con and Co chattered at Jack. Then they bounded and down to the bank, waving their arms. They wanted us to follow them again. She and Jack grabbed their things off the rock and they hurried. The water shimmered in the light. Silver fish leaped in the air. Teddy bounded ahead with Con and Co. Soon they disappeared around the bend. Jack and Annie followed. Well, when they went around the bend, they saw a man sitting cross-legged on a rock, and the monkey sat close to him. The man's eyes were closed, and he had white, long hair. He looked very peaceful. Chapter 9. The Hermit. Con and Co smoothed the man's hair with their little paws and cheeks gently. The man smiled and whispered. His eyes stayed closed. Teddy walked up to the man and licked his hand. The man still didn't open his eyes, but stroked Teddy's fur. Knock, knock, Annie said softly. Is someone there? The man asked. He turned his face towards Jack and Annie, and now his eyes were open. But he didn't realize to see them. Jack realized the man was blind. Hi, Annie said. Hi, I'm Annie, said Annie. And I'm Jack, said Jack. The man smiled. Good, he said, nodding. Would you like to visit with me? Sure, said Annie. She and Jack sat down next to the man. Do you live in the forest? Yes, he said. Are you a hermit? Jack asked. Yes, the blind man said. What is a hermit? Asked Annie. Hermits live far away from other people, said the blind man. We like to be alone. To think, I live in the forest so I can learn from nature. How do you learn? Asked Jack. I listen, said the blind man. Listen to what? To the chatter of the monkeys, the rumble of the elephants, the roar of the tigers, said the man. I have listened for so long they have begun to sound like one voice, the one great voice of the forest. Did you tell that tiger to... did the voice tell you that a tiger got caught in a trap last night, said Annie? Yes, said Hermit said. And did it tell you that after we saved him and he tried to attack us? The blind man smiled. Please bring me one of those white flowers in the stream, he said. Jack wondered why the hermit was changing the subject. But Annie jumped up to hurry to the stream. She pulled one large flower. It came up, muddy root and all. She took it and took it to the blind man. There's the blind man. There's Jack and Annie. Thank you. The man touched the flower with the white petals and the dirty roots. This is perfect Rosenblatt, grew with the dark, thick mud, he said. Beauty cannot live without the ugliness. Do you understand? Yes, Jack said. When you saved the tiger, you saved all of him, said the blind man. You saved his graceful beauty and his fierce, savage nature. You can't have one without the other. Take this lotus as a gift from the forest for saving our fierce friend, said the blind man. Our world would not be complete without him. Annie took the gift from Hermit. A gift from the forest far away, she said. Teddy wagged his tail. The monkeys clapped. Can we go home now, Jack? Don't worry, said the blind man. Your treehouse is close by. The elephants walked in a large circle, so you are back at the place where you started. Really? Said Jack. The blind man pointed to the sky. There was the magic treehouse high nearby. Oh, great. I told you not to worry, said Annie. She and Jack pulled on their socks and shoes and stood up. Before they left, Annie touched hands with the blind man and thanked for everything, she said. The man held her hand for a moment, then took Jack's hand. Jack felt a wave of calm wash over him. Thank you, he said to the blind man. Con and Co chattered and held out their long arms. Jack and Annie hugged the monkeys. We'll miss you, said Annie. You're a great tour guide, said Jack. Goodbye. Then he and Annie took off for the magic treehouse. At the rope ladder, Jack put Teddy in the pack and climbed up. Inside the treehouse, Jack picked up the Pennsylvania book, but before he made a wish, he looked out the window with Annie. In the distance, they saw Saba and the other elephants bathing in the stream. They saw Con and Co swinging on the vines. They saw the tiger sunbathing in the grass, licking his sore leg. Okay, chapter 10. Are you really? Jack opened his eyes. Late afternoon, sunlight shined into the treehouse. Our third gift, said Annie. She put the lotus blossom beside the pocket from the Titanic and the eagle's feather from the local Indians. One more gift, she said, Teddy, and you'll be free from your spell. The little dog licked her hand. Hey, tell me this, said Jack. How did you know Teddy wanted to hide behind the rock? Annie shrugged. I just knew, she said. I saw it in his eyes. You did? Teddy's eyes twinkled as if they had many secrets. Who are you really? Whispered Jack. Teddy just smiled a dog smile and wagged his tail. Come for us again soon? Annie said. Okay. Teddy sneezed as if he said, of course. Jack grabbed his pack, and he and Annie climbed down the rope ladder. And when they stood on the ground, they looked up. A little black nose was poking out of the treehouse window. Bye, they called. Arf, arf. Jack and Annie took off between the trees. The birds sang in the twilight, and the squirrels came. The Frog Creek woods were very tame. Soon they came to their street. As they walked to their house, the last bit of daylight was slipping away. When they went inside, Jack and Annie sat on their steps. I have 2 questions, said Jack. The hermit couldn't see. How did he know about the treehouse? How did he know about the elephants? Easy, said Annie. One of the great voices from the forest told him. Said Jack. He closed his eyes for a moment, and he heard a car go down the street. He heard woodpeckers pecking, and he heard crickets chirping. The screen door opened. He heard his mom say, time for dinner, kids. All the sounds were one great voice, the great voice of home. And there's the White Lotus. Oh, the end. So there you go. Tigers in the Twilight. That was a pretty good book. These are one of my favorite books, The Magic Tree Houses. So I hope you all have a great Friday, and I will hopefully see you next week. Bye, Hope members.